Station wagons aren't popular in the U.S., yet the SUVs and crossovers that are so appealing to Americans are arguably tall wagons, often with all-wheel drive. The Volvo V90 Cross Country proudly embraces its wagon and Swedish heritage.
There is a joke among auto writers that in order to be one, you must love station wagons, preferably brown with a diesel engine and manual transmission. A full disclosure, I have owned 4 Volvo wagons, 2 of them cross-country models.
Let's just say after my family thoroughly tested the legendary safety features of one, I'd bump into a great deal on another, but I digress. Starting with a handsome V90 wagon, cross-country models increase the ride height by about 2.5 inches. There's different trim and cladding too, like Ranger Rick dressing up for an important date. Pulling up in the cross-country, he would impress outside and in. The cabin is nicely detailed, and a standard panoramic roof will make it easy to spot Woodsy Owl. Another thing auto writers agree on, Volvo makes perhaps the best seats in the business. These are no exception. 2017 V90 Cross Countries have one powertrain designated T6. This 2-liter 4-cylinder is turbocharged and supercharged with 316 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. The transmission has 8 speeds. All-wheel drive is standard. There are a number of drive modes that noticeably change the dynamics.
All-wheel drive is not just for snow, it's great in wet conditions for additional traction.
It's sure-footed and quick. 0 to 60 miles an hour takes just 6 seconds. For buyers in less of a hurry, 2018 models will be available with just the turbo, no supercharger.
This is a very quiet and composed car, great for cross-country trips. No pun intended.
On the highway, the more aerodynamic V90 improves on sister XC90's fuel economy by 5 miles per gallon. Also, wagons have a lower center of gravity than SUVs, so the cross-country is more confident in corners. It's not overly sporty. The suspension is properly tuned for comfort.
Transmission isn't calibrated as perfectly as the BMW 5 or 7 Series, but then again, BMW doesn't offer a large station wagon in the US, do they?
V90 is about the same length as the XC90. They share the same platform, so this is a big machine. Safe, too, as expected. Auto emergency braking for cars, bicyclists, pedestrians, and large animals is standard. So is blind spot warning.
Pilot Assist is Volvo's semi-autonomous driving technology. It's standard. It can handle steering, braking, and acceleration in many cases. After about 10 seconds, though, it definitely wants your hands back on the steering wheel, where they belong.
Unlike my neighbor that dresses in expensive technical outdoor clothing, the Cross Country is no poser. Hill descent control automatically takes care of the throttle and brakes on steep grades. All drivers have to do is steer. It won't challenge a Jeep Wrangler, but few owners will test this vehicle's capabilities. The cabin of the Cross Country gets ebony wood and different stitching for the seats. One of the most important parts of a modern car is the user interface. This screen is as big as an iPad with the same sure touch response. My biggest complaint here? The graphics can be small and tough to read or hit accurately on bumpy roads. A few more dedicated hard buttons would be nice. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto help.
Back seat room is very generous. The outboard seating positions as comfortable as the fronts. Now, the person in the middle has to deal with this drive shaft tunnel and a seat back that's a little on the lumpy side. Wouldn't want to travel cross country there.
You'll never be without child booster seats. A $4,500 package would add heated seats, rear climate zone, and the full sunshade treatment, along with massaging seats up front.
Kick to open tailgate is not available, if that's a deal breaker for you.
Things that roll around the trunk can be distracting while driving. I wish all cars had these simple remedies to keep that from happening. Remember the rear-facing third row? That's been gone for years. V90's cargo space is not quite as large as the taller XC90 SUV, but a lot of camping gear can be stashed back here, or if you prefer stocking up on this stuff, 10 packs is an impressive score. Volvo has been turning out some attractive designs lately. This svelte wagon might be the best looking of the bunch. But I'm an automotive journalist, so my brain works that way. Chances are station wagons aren't going to become wildly popular again, but the V90 Cross Country can do nearly everything an SUV does in a sleeker package.